On est de retour dans le boot de Red avec mon ami Ted Shilowitz qui va nous parler de tout ce qu'il y a de nouveau pour Red.
Bonjour. That's all I got.
Okay, so you guys surprise everybody yet again coming out with Scarlett, 3K for 3K, but tell me about the Epic.
So Epic is on the other side of the spectrum. Epic is our next generation digital cinema cameras. So start with the Red 1, 4K, doing amazing things all over the planet now, big movies, small movies, micro budget movies, things that would never have a chance to shoot high resolution are now having a chance to shoot high resolution. And projects that would absolutely have the budget to shoot 35 are choosing to shoot Red, like Steven Soderbergh projects and a couple of others that are bubbling up. Pretty interesting times. So Red 1's first out of the gate, right? A lot of things incredible about it, as you well know, you've shot it and played with it. But we've learned some things too along the way. You own a Mac just like I do. They get better over time, right? Doesn't mean the old ones aren't good, it just means the new ones get better. So Epic is a 5K camera, has even higher resolution than the Red 1. And believe it or not, because we've learned and evolved, it's actually smaller and lighter than the Red 1.
How did you pull that off?
We're just completely out of control. You know, we work hard. We are not afraid to challenge ourselves and push everything to the complete limits of good sense. And lo and behold, you get new stuff, and the new stuff is going to be amazing.
So tell us about Scarlett in a nutshell. What will it do? It's 3K, but aside from that, what does it have? You know, what kind of candy does it have?
So the real candy, the big candy, is that it has a 2/3 inch sensor, which may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but for people that know what that means, what cameras shoot, you know, I'm not going to badmouth or price sort of, but you get the idea, right? The cameras that use 2/3 inch sensors today, some of them are floating in the digital cinema space, or so they claim. And they're a lot more expensive than $3,000. Obviously, they're using different lenses, different body styles, but the fact that we're using a professional-grade sensor, professional-grade electronics, Scarlett shoots red code, raw, just like Red 1, just like Epic. It's a huge deal. So you have that same workflow and the same quality and the same dynamic range. Believe it or not, it's actually going to be better in some ways. It's a next-generation sensor. So watch out, it's coming.
So let's talk about workflow. You know, you've got Red Ray coming out. Tell us a little bit about Red Ray.
So Red Ray is our first offering in sort of the back end, as we kept talking about. Yes, we're a camera company, but we're also a solutions company. And we're pushing high resolution. You know, HD is nowhere near good enough for us. Maybe good enough for this interview today, but it won't be good enough tomorrow. So the Red Ray player is the first offering in that end-to-end solution, right? It's a playback, a very advanced playback device, about yay big. I'm sure you'll get some cool B-roll of it. And remember, all the stuff in the showcases are still silver, right? So metal. So when you see things that are still silver, it's in the early stages of development. Remember, the Red 1 was silver once, and people didn't believe that was real. Now it's not silver anymore, it's black, and it wasn't all that long ago, and now it's completely real, beyond real. It's out there shooting and shipping like crazy, right? So all these new things are coming. So Red Ray 4K player. It'll take a compact flash card from the Red 1 or Scarlett, pop it into the Red Ray player, playback red code in 4K, 2K, or HD. So it has quad HDMI on it and quad HD SDI to connect to various devices. Great. And it will also, what's also interesting about Red Ray, the reason why it's called Red Ray, is you can load a normal red laser DVD with pre-encoded content, next generation encoding stuff that we'll talk about down the road. And you can play back 4K, 2K, 1080p, 720p, all off the same disc. But we literally go all the way up to 4K on that player. Same discs you go buy at the normal electronics store for a couple pennies a piece now, DVDs. Don't need anything exotic, you know, no other kind of ray. We're Red Ray, red laser. All those other things are just stuck in 1080p resolution. That's just an interim step for us. We don't see that makes a lot of sense for the future.
So I'd like to address two things. Obviously, you know, I've been with you guys for a year, and we've in and out trying different things, and you know, I love the product. I've been listening to everybody. There's the one thing about the workflow that still people can't wrap their brains around is the render hit when you're working with the red raw files and then you want to work in another editing system. So obviously, what do you guys have up your sleeves right now to facilitate that workflow?
So I have two answers for you. The first one is go to the Red website, and watch this thing called Mythbusters, Red Mythbusters, because it's been a very common question, what can and can't you do? On the most powerful Mac, just an 8-core Mac, doesn't cost you all that much money, and a Kona 3 card from AJA, we did a real-time demonstration of editing with 2 Red cameras, no cuts, the whole thing is real, there's no phony baloney, we showed as it actually happens with me and my friend Michael from Plaster City, one of the post houses that's really specializing in the Red workflow in Hollywood. Take it from editorial all the way to big projection, all in Final Cut. Can be done today. On the other side of it, in terms of, so that'll get you to HD deliverable, right? Or 2K, actually slightly beyond HD. For beyond that, and a different style of processing material that we couldn't talk about 6 months ago, wasn't real 6 months ago, so to show you how fast things evolve. There's 2 companies that make these supercomputers. One's called Box and one's called Global Store. And they're both roughly the same price point, both do roughly the same things. They use these next-gen Intel processors, and they're able to take with, and Scratch, our other partners, so we've got Apple, and we've got Assimilate as our development partners on the post today. On the Scratch side, they made some pretty interesting announcements where they released a special Red-only version of Scratch, which is far less cost than their full, complete version of Scratch. It's called Scratch Cine, but it only supports Red files on ingest, right? So that keeps their other markets happy and comfortable, and this is directly specific to Red. So you load in Red 4K or 2K, and you can take Red 4K material and play it out in real time through the NVIDIA card that's in the Box machine or the Global Store machine at 2K high quality. So this is broadcast quality 2K or HD played out in real time. So you can lay it off to HD tape, or you can kick it out to a DDR or whatever you want, or drop it right into a Final Cut machine if you want, feed it in HDSDI and take the Kona spigot and go HDSDI in that way. Real time, no rendering, from 4K to 2K. We couldn't say that a few months ago. This is how fast this industry is turning and changing. So give us another year and see what comes out.
So you've got new babies coming out of the oven in early 2009, and we're still working on the Red 1. So what's coming up with the Red 1? What's build 16, build 17?
Yeah, obviously we've done quite a lot of software revisions and increases in quality and driving all this stuff out, right? So we're at build 15 today. So in the very near future, this week is trade show week, in the very near future, we'll go to build 16. And that'll have even more advancements. So just because we release new products doesn't mean we've stopped working on this. That's not the case at all. Red 1 is still in very much in active development. Will likely always be in some stage of active development until people eventually are completely ready and no one's using that and they're using the new tool. But I don't see that really ever happening. I see people still using Red 1 for forever. You know, it's way beyond HD. So,
well, I do hope that I'm pretty sure that this is what will happen, and I wish you guys all the luck. Thank you. Les nouveautés chez Red, la Scarlett, la Epic, on en a parlé un petit peu lundi. J'ai une belle petite entrevue avec Ted. Je crois que Ted, ce qu'il essaie de faire, puis ce que toute l'équipe de Red vont faire toute la semaine, et on fait toute la semaine, c'est de dire au monde entier que la Red, c'est vrai, c'est pas un mythe. Ils ont beau lancer d'autres caméras, ça veut pas dire qu'ils continuent pas de travailler sur la Red One, sur le codec, sur les outils. Différents players dans l'industrie ont, comme Assimilate, ont fait un outil qui s'appelle Scratch Cine, qui nous permet justement de faire du playback en 2K ou en HD, en temps réel, à partir des fichiers de la caméra, pour 17 500 $. Si on rajoute un autre 17 000 $, on a un kit à peu près vers 32 000 $ qui est Scratch Cine, qui va vous permettre de faire justement des dailies en temps réel, des sorties en HD KMSR, en 2K, en HD, sans problème. Donc, il y a toutes sortes de solutions en ce moment qui existent pour pouvoir travailler avec la Red. Red continue de développer des nouveaux outils qui vont toujours nous permettre d'améliorer la qualité des images et la rapidité d'exécution du workflow. Et c'est quelque chose qui est encore dans la tête des gens, un petit peu difficile à comprendre. C'est pour ça que le site web de Red continue à s'améliorer constamment avec différents petits outils, des petites vidéos pour montrer aux gens justement, mais regardez, c'est comme ça que ça fonctionne. Je vais vous montrer exactement comment ça marche. Ils amènent des images dans Final Cut, ils amènent des images dans Scratch Cine, ça fonctionne. Oui, il y a encore des problèmes. Oui, ils sont 110% en arrière de leurs produits pour continuer à améliorer ça. Et je suis certain que ça ne fait que commencer.